I think I'll leave the button open because it is St. Patrick's Day. And I will wish myself a happy St. Patrick's Day on this Thursday, March 17th. I've been feeling rather tired lately. Fatigue, as you will. Whether I eat or I don't eat, I have been fasting for a bit. And getting back to St. Patrick's Day. St. Patrick's Day celebrates St. Patrick. Now, the myth was that he got the snakes out of Ireland, but I guess the true story is he converted Ireland to Catholicism. We have Howard again. Wish Howard a happy St. Patrick's Day if he wants to come along and visit me on the StreamYard on this holiday. I don't think Howard has any Irish heritage, although he might. I dare. I'm giving you a link. I'm giving a link to a pro-Putin person. And I'm waiting quietly. Believe in the magic in the season. I'm looking at people celebrating St. Patrick's Day. Jesse Smollett has been released from jail. Of course, let me take a look at that real quick. Jesse Smollett is going free while he tries to get his sentence for the hoax attack overturned. And yes, see if Howard has come.
I'm sorry, did I say I was pro-Putin?
No, you did not. I apologize.
So why are you inaccurate?
Because sometimes I say inaccurate things.
You should strive to not do that.
You are correct.
As much as you try to be stoic, which we know you're not.
You are correct.
I said Putin was correct in what he was doing.
You're right. You've never said you were pro-Putin, and you've never given evidence to say otherwise. So with that, I was wrong.
I don't need to be pro-Putin. I can say when Putin is right. I could even say if Joe Biden is right. I haven't seen anything he's been right on. Oh, wait a minute. There's something he said today. I told my son, I said, I think I could even agree with that. So, yeah, there was something. I just don't remember what it was. It'll come to me.
Yes. So, yes, Jesse Smollett has been... what is your opinion on Jesse Smollett being...
I would hope he would be gang in prison, but he'd probably enjoy it.
Perhaps.
I'm sure his rectum could take it.
Perhaps.
What is my opinion of Jussie Smollett?
Well, are you aware that He was freed, I believe, as of yesterday. He was freed.
No. Why was he freed? Did he make an appeal?
Yes, he did.
So they freed him pending his appeal?
That is correct.
Okay. Hopefully he continues to lie and pisses off the judge when he's found guilty yet again and gets an
Someone
even
said,
longer sentence, but
there's a
not
person.
in the Cook County jail.
Yeah. There's a person by the name of Jess who says, this case did not warrant a jail system anyway. He had no priors and is not a threat to anyone.
It
Nobody
does
went,
require jail.
yeah,
He still won't admit that he's a liar, and he's a liar.
yeah. He said nobody went to jail in the Emmett Till case, and they got him killed for lies.
Okay. Where's
Doesn't
your
doesn't
entourage
that
tonight?
person sound silly, ridiculous?
Where is your entourage tonight?
I don't know.
Does
I
my
have no.
microphone sound fabulous?
You're coming across very well.
Is it fabulous?
If you want it to be fabulous, Howard, it's fabulous.
Coming from a man wearing a green handkerchief around his neck, I would think that fabulous would not be far off.
It is St. Patrick's Day, Howard.
And I wasn't aware that it was. Not that I care. I don't.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a big deal? Is that a big deal to you?
Not anymore. When I was younger, it was.
Is that an excuse for you to go out and get drunk?
Um, I don't drink.
I didn't ask you if you drink now. I used the past tense. I said, was that an excuse for you to go out and get drunk?
I didn't drink then. No, it was never an excuse. I liked
So you're
punch.
consistently not a drinker.
That is correct.
Have you smoked marijuana?
Yes.
Did you smoke marijuana when it was illegal?
Yes.
Did you feel guilty?
No. No, I did not.
I've not heard from the drunken guy. Why not?
I don't know.
I threw out a challenge.
That you did.
And for some reason, he didn't take it up, did he?
No. No, he didn't. Or, I mean, who knows if he will or he won't.
So we can assume that he is a coward.
No, because we don't know if he's got other
Dead.
plans.
Might be dead.
We don't know that either.
So you got 3 people watching. I'm one of them. Who do you suppose the other 2 are?
I don't know.
What's the topic of this show?
Stoic Calm.
But you never achieve it.
Okay.
Or you lose it easily. So why is that always the topic? Don't we have better topics?
I do so for my own benefit, and I figured that on average, these things are not going to get many listens. And we got Nikki in the room, and we got David Fiker and Nikki.
How do you know?
they
By
spoke.
the way, Nikki's a man. I've figured that out.
Okay.
And I don't believe that's the real David Feigert because he's dead.
Where's your information for that?
I got that from Spreaker. Plus, all you see is Dave F. You don't know that's David Feigert. That's just Dave F. who says, hey.
All right. I'm sorry to hear that David Feiker has passed on.
Yes. It was a boating accident.
Yeah, I don't know if I don't know if you are accurate on that, Howard.
I'm usually accurate.
Well, you know what, Howard? We have Dave F. right here. He's going to come
We
in.
do?
Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah,
Dave.
surprise! I'm not dead.
I heard you were dead.
Wait. Who said that I was dead?
Are
Howard,
you calling from the afterlife?
No, I'm alive and well.
How can you prove that?
I hear your voice, Howard. You know what? He's
Why are you cock blocking what I just said? Why didn't you let him respond?
Well, I just did my tax return. How can you do that in the afterlife?
Well, my cheating sister did the tax return for my dead father, so that could easily be done.
Okay, well, then how is it that I'm here speaking to you, and where did you get your information from?
Well, hold on a second. Did you sign said tax return?
Yes, I did.
Did you cite it as yourself or yourself in the afterlife?
As myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not fully convinced. Mr. Midnight Movie's probably not either, but that's all right. Go ahead. Continue. What was it that you wanted to tell Mr. Midnight Movie?
I'm wondering how you think I'm dead when I'm alive and kicking, walking, talking.
Well, you've heard that Bill Wagner is dead.
No.
Yes.
Well, what happened?
We suspect he OD'd in a hotel room in Nevada.
Oh, damn. That's sad.
Is Katie?
It was a sad end, that's for sure.
Yeah, but by the way, I wanted to just mention to our listeners, these are people that I've known on Spreaker and on Blog Talk Radio years ago. So we are getting some people from the past, or someone from the past.
And people from the afterlife. Don't forget that.
Well, no. But we are getting
You
someone.
might get more ratings if you become Afterlife Radio.
That may be true. But I am getting someone from the past, which is David Feiker.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, I've lost a considerable amount of weight.
Oh,
So
that's great.
Yeah, and David, have you lost? The last I heard is that you went through a surgery, and
Yeah, years ago I did, and now I'm working out like 3 days a week.
Okay.
He cheated.
I didn't cheat.
Now, by the way,
that stomach stuff is cheating.
Oh, okay.
Well, if you're really dead, you can eat anything you want.
What's this? Hey, Mr. Midnight Movie, what's this and him thinking that I'm dead?
well, Howard does claim to be a troll and a liar, and he will say and do things sometimes for whatever reason he does, but he will say things that are untrue. Hey, is Katie?
Okay.
Let me ask you this, David. Do you know anything about Katie D, and is she still around?
I haven't talked to her in a while now, but I did speak with her like a while back, just to catch up, and it seems like she's doing well as far as I could tell, but I haven't talked to her in a long time.
Now, Katie D has had 2 twins.
Mm-hmm.
She was also one of the individuals out there on our
Do
blog
they
talk?
look alike?
I do not know.
I don't know either.
Now there is a little thing for Debbie to come out. I mean, I think I'll take an invite for her if she wants to come on. She hasn't wanted to in a while.
Huh, I wonder how she's been doing.
Who knows?
She has become the vice president of a mushroom farm and has made quite a lot of money.
Oh, wow, that's awesome, I guess. Cool.
In fact, she's making mushroom hand over mushroom.
Oh. Oh, you're too funny.
That's
Yeah.
what people say. I don't agree with it, but that's what they say.
Mhm.
Now, I recently was on Discord, and I said, after these riots, I came out in favor of judicial caning like they do in Singapore. And I got in an argument with a leftist who said that was authoritarian and really barbaric, but he is a person that supports using violence to stop speech that he does not like. And I said to him, so violence, you're okay with you doing violence, but when, to other people, but when the state does it, I guess he considered that to be wrong.
Well, last I checked, we have freedom of speech and everything.
Yeah.
At least we think.
Yeah, I don't, you know what? If the mob can attack you and you cannot defend yourself when you speak, then we really do not have freedom of speech in this country.
Right. Yeah. And I guess Chris Nelson has been doing his thing in Florida with the whole mask mandates and things like that.
Yeah. Now,
Chris Nelson. I hope what I heard about him is not true. Is he okay?
What? I don't know. I haven't heard from him in a while. Why? What did you hear?
Chris Nelson, actually, the last I saw of Chris Nelson actually interviewed Laura Loomer on his Rumble page, on his Rumble show.
Mm.
And that is the last I heard of Chris Nelson.
Huh.
And he has not done a show since.
Is he still on like social media and all that, or has he been like stepping away from that for a bit?
He was on. The last I heard from him was in September. And actually, now let's see here. When is it? Let me see. Gosh, darn it! It won't let me. Yeah. Actually, okay.
6 months.
Actually, the last time. Okay. Actually, Chris Nelson. Now the last time I see him is in February 16th. Is the last time that he did a show. February 16th. So a little over a month ago.
Wow.
Nelson has done his show.
Mm-hmm. Is Debbie still doing her show and all that, or?
It's all about mushrooms now.
Oh, okay.
Debbie, I've given her both on the link to join in both Discord and in.
She calls them magic num-nums.
Well, could be worse.
If you could sell shit and make a huge profit, what would be the problem with that?
I don't see a problem with that.
I don't either. You got to make money somehow.
I didn't ask you. I'm asking the dead David Feigert.
I am not dead. Okay, if you think I'm dead, where's my obituary then?
Well, we're asking the same question of Bill Wagner. We can't find his obituary, so The
Howard?
morgue said that he was dead. So I don't know. If I use your logic, then maybe Bill Wagner is still alive.
Howard, I want to mention that there is a man in the room. He's wishing you. He wants to wish you a happy St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah. The drunk wishes me a happy St.
Do you,
Patrick's Day. He's not a man.
do you wish to?
He's not a man. He's
Yeah.
a portion of a man, not a whole man.
All right. Well, I'm going to give him a chance. I'm going to give him a link, and you have offered the challenge. So,
Oh well, bring him on. Let him pull himself deeper into the morass.
if he decides
I
to,
wish David Feigert would reach out and yank him to where David is,
jeez,
and then send him to hell.
Though? Okay.
Oh, he's a horrible individual. He's
why
one
is
of
that?
first of all he's a drunk. Second,
Oh.
he's a member of Antifa.
Oh, lovely.
he's not a member of Antifa.
Oh,
That's not true. Just like David Feigert.
He's never denied it. He's never denied it.
You're
Listen,
wrong.
if I say you're a Peter Puffer and you never deny it, then I'm going to go with that you're a Peter Puffer.
have you ever heard of what assuming does?
Of what a what?
What assuming can do at times.
Oh, please. If you're going to talk about asses, you and me, that's just gay. Please don't do it. Even from wherever you are in the afterlife.
Okay. Well, we won't go there then.
All right. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the invitation is out because
Yeah, bring him on. No, bring him on so that I can destroy
hopefully
him.
no foul. We can have no foul language, but definitely no racial epithets.
No, yeah. Good luck with that. He won't come on. He's afraid of me.
He may be afraid of you, and he may not wish to do so.
He ought to be.
Well, why is he afraid to come up on the panel?
Well, first of all, this is not a panel, but he's afraid because he can't manage me. He would like to, but he can't.
Oh,
Why is this not a panel?
Why would you call it a panel? What's the definition of a panel?
I consider it. You know what?
Not what you consider. What is the definition of a panel?
Just a group of people. I mean, you know what? It might be a group. Oh wait, you know what?
I'll bet you that it's got a different definition than what you think it is.
All right, dawning. And please, guys, let's have respect. I mean, like at least some respect for certain terms and rules. No talking
You
over.
mean like you mean like you don't want him saying certain words that would
Yes,
make you
certain
become a big pussy and put this on private.
The profanity and racial epithets not be involved, or any kind of epithet about that. But
Yes. Do you think we could get a recreation of his rant about me? I seem to have gotten under his skin.
okay, Dawning, do you care to defend yourself?
No, I shouldn't have dropped the N-bomb. That was my bad. It wasn't my best moment. So I'm sorry about that. I don't know what rant I had about him. And I don't really care. He's a liar and a scumbag. So I'll just leave it there.
Well, it's
why is he a
recorded.
liar and
Mr.
a
Midnight
scumbag?
Movie can play it for you.
What makes him a liar and a scumbag, though?
Mr. Midnight
He
Movie
calls
can
himself
play
a
it for
liar.
you if you'd like.
Calls himself a liar.
And a troll.
Well, that doesn't mean that I'm a liar all the time. See, if I say that I'm a troll and a liar, am I telling the truth when I say that I'm a troll and a liar, or am I lying about being a troll and a liar? It creates quite the conundrum.
Brian, don't ask me if I have a response. I don't.
Oh, I dare you, Brian. Ask him if he has a response. Go on. He says he didn't go into some diatribe about me for, I don't know, 10 minutes, maybe longer. But Brian has that show on private, which he can make it not private and play some of it. And that would make you a liar. Can't prove that I'm a liar, but we could certainly prove that you're a liar.
And If most people don't even remember it, and very few people listen to the
It
show.
was 5 days ago.
If most people don't remember it or really don't
Well,
care,
I remember it. Wait, do you remember it?
I mean, I don't remember.
Well, hold on. Do you remember our friend Donnie Armour ranting about me for a good 10, 12 minutes? Horrible things that were said. Do you remember that from the show from a couple of days ago? The one you put on private. The same show that you had to put on private because he used a bad word. So do you remember or not?
I don't remember the diatribe, and
Was there a diatribe?
perhaps
What do you mean perhaps? Debbie remembers it. She says she heard it.
okay.
Are you willing now to call Debbie a liar?
I didn't say she was a liar. I said I don't remember.
Well, Debbie says she heard it, and you say perhaps. How
Well,
can Debbie be sure and you're not? Do you have memory issues?
you know what? I may, but
Are you taking a drug that might cause memory loss?
not that I'm aware of.
Are you suffering from the first stages of Alzheimer's?
Not that I'm aware of.
Well, then you ought to remember the show that you put on private from a couple of days ago. In fact, why don't
Anybody
you,
having corned beef and cabbage for dinner today?
like anybody cares, why don't you play
Brian's
that
wearing green, but he
beginning
always
of that show? Why don't you just bring that show up on your YouTube, because it's not private for you, and play some of it to refresh your memory?
Because I don't have time to
what?
to basically sell, and it's a hassle, and I don't think it.
How much of a well, it's not a hassle. You just go to your webpage.
I
Just go to your webpage and find it and play it. Right there, it's on your screen.
I don't think that it's that important, to be honest with you.
Okay, so you are going to take this stance that you don't quite remember, but you do remember putting it on private, and the reason you put it on private, yes?
The reason I put it on private was because it goes, from my understanding.
I dropped the N-bomb. That's why you put it on private. And he said that. So what's the deal?
My.
And I stand by whatever I said about you. I don't remember. Brian doesn't remember. Whatever Debbie
Well,
remembers.
Brian doesn't remember because he wants to lick your ass, but why is it that you don't remember?
It's not true.
Are you having memory problems?
I don't know why you're making a deal of this, Howard. Why
Well,
do you,
maybe he.
Because
Well,
Howard
'cause it was
makes a
about
deal out
me.
of
why do you
everything.
let me ask you this: why do you care? Why do you
He
care?
maligned me. He maligned me.
What did he say?
Good.
I don't know. You took it down. Debbie heard it.
Well,
He
ask Debbie what I
maligned
said.
me.
What did he say? How did he malign you? What exactly did he say?
I didn't hear the specifics because I never heard it. You took it down too quickly.
Okay, but you can't remember.
Debbie heard it.
You can't.
Well, why don't you bring Debbie on the show and ask her?
What harm are you being done?
Well, I'm being maligned in front of people that I know. Debbie's included. Why don't you bring Debbie on the show and ask her? Maybe she can give you a few examples.
Okay, does anybody on my show take stock in? I mean, and I'm not trying to offend Donning Armour, but does anybody on my show that listens to Donning Armour take stock in?
David Feigert, who's dead, absolutely wants to hear it.
And you just, no, I'm not gonna. Again, I'm sorry, Howard. I'm not going to do that just because it takes time, and it's to me, it's a non. You're making it.
How much time does it take?
I put that show on private. If Donning wants to repeat what he said, and he can remember it,
Well, he claims he doesn't remember. I believe he doesn't remember because he probably blacked out.
then
He
why do
was
you
likely
care?
drunk. He was
How
likely
dare
drunk,
you?
and he's an
He's
alcoholic, so he
maligning
probably
me.
blacked out.
No. Brian, why do you allow him to malign me?
He likely forgets all sorts of things. I
You are
would
the
assume
biggest
because
crybaby.
he's a drunk.
Is anybody celebrating St. Patty's Day today?
Well, maligning you by calling you a drunk is not maligning you. You have admitted that.
You've called me a lot worse than a drunk.
Is that right?
Me, the
Oh
mushroom
my!
salesman, which is probably Debbie. Debbie, I haven't heard from you in a while. How are you?
I'm fine, Brian. How are you? Can you hear me?
I
She
can.
sounds lovely, doesn't
Debbie,
she? She's
how
got
you
such a great
doing?
mic.
Long time no talk.
Yeah, I wanted to mainly come in and say hi to Dave and tell everybody I am not a mushroom salesman.
Yeah, and they're saying I'm dead, I guess.
No, they're not.
Debbie, have you heard from KDD?
The last time I talked to KDD was not that long ago. One of her children is blind. So, yeah.
Wait, born that way or
Yes.
didn't become blind?
No, she had a lot of problems with both of them. One of them is got, they're on the autistic scale that's really severe, and one of them is blind. So
How'd she get a double whammy like that?
I don't know. I don't know. I do
That's
not
got to be
know.
one of the, aside from children dying on you, that's got to be one of the most horrible things.
I know. She was not doing really well with it when I was talking to her that time. So
How could she?
I don't know. It was not
She
good
was
though.
pretty much a baby herself when she had the babies.
Yeah, and the person that she had the babies with had her same last name. His name was also Davis. So I don't know. You just never know. I don't know.
Yeah, that's always a possibility. Now, I've said before that KDD and David Fiker were somewhat frequent guests on Debbie's show, and they would come on, and we got to kind of know them. I was also a frequent guest on Debbie's show, and so was Howard. And Debbie had her show, and it was one of the most popular shows on Blog Talk Radio.
It was the most popular show on Spreaker.
Right. Do you still do your show, Debbie, or are you more like stepping back from that and spending
It's
time
all
with
about
family?
mushrooms.
Um,
By the way, I love mushrooms.
I do too. I love sauteed mushrooms and butter.
Yeah, that
oh,
B&B mushrooms and brown butter.
Yep.
Jesus.
Absolutely the best. I don't do it because my work schedule keeps me very busy and I just don't
Mm,
have time for it, you know?
that's understandable.
Yeah, so. Oh, there's my daughter calling. Hold on.
Sounds like she's scratching at the back door.
Hello, Pumpkin. Hey, what's up?
So maybe we should ask Debbie what she heard on
I
that
can't.
fateful show that nobody seems to remember.
Well, that is that's not again.
Are you nervous? Is that making you nervous?
No, it's just you're bringing up a subject that I consider to be rather silly, Howard. People have said things
Silly?
and maligned me. I don't care. I don't care what someone can say to me. I care what they can do to me.
Well, I'm curious. Just a couple of things that he said.
Well, okay, you can be curious, but
I think I have the right to ask the question, don't you?
if you want to ask, doesn't mean I'm going to indulge you. I don't care. I don't care. It's.
Are you going to stop Debbie from saying what she heard?
You know, Brian, when he says things like, I'm a liar, I'm a drunk, he wants this Dave fellow, nice to meet you, who's dead to yank me and drag me down and kill me. I don't care either. It bounces off.
Whose
But
father
this guy,
tried to
he
drag you
cares
down and
about
kill you?
everything that I have to
What's
say.
he talking about?
He cares about everything that I have to say, especially when it concerns him.
Hold on a second. I muted you because you were on a call, but are you off the call now?
Yeah, I'm back now.
Very well, very well. So do you have anything to add or say? You said you remembered the show. Do you have anything to?
Well, I was sitting here, I was actually in my office and there was a girl sitting next to me and we were bored and I looked on my YouTube account and it said you were live and so I went to the show and it was you and Donning Armour and I think JP was there, but he wasn't talking kind of like what he does sometimes. And for really no reason at all, Donning Armour just went on a rant about the Jew, and I don't know if he was drunk. It was kind of during the day, so I didn't know anybody that would be drunk during the day like that, but it was kind of vicious what he was doing and saying to the Jew about the Jew. And I thought it wasn't right because he wasn't there to defend himself or anything. And he was just kind of getting really ugly about him. And I've known the Jew for years. And although he comes across certain ways to people, he's a good man. He takes very good care of his family. He makes a lot of money. He's very well off. He's very educated. He comes from an amazing family. And that's the bottom line. I mean, he's just sort of, he doesn't like certain people. And I think that maybe the reason he doesn't like donning armor is the same reason I don't really care for him, is because he's rude, and he was so rude to me one night. It was horrible. I almost decided I was never going to call your show again because of the way donning armor treated me. And yeah, I did hear that. And then the show got deleted or whatever.
I put it on private.
Yeah.
So she doesn't remember the rant either. She just knows that it happened, but you can't tell me anything that I said. I'll say it right here.
I can
He's
tell
a
you almost
scumbag.
every. I can tell
He's a
you
piece
almost
of
every.
filth.
Why do you
would
keep cutting her off?
Why would you say something like that about a man that you don't even know?
I know him well enough, just like he knows me. We've known each other
No,
for the same amount of time.
no. All you know is that he doesn't like you, and so therefore you attack him. That's childish.
He doesn't like me, and I don't like him. Sounds fair to me.
But why don't you like him? You don't like him because he doesn't like you.
No, that's
It
not the
sounds
reason why I
childish.
don't like him. He could not like me all he wants. It doesn't matter to me. I've already expressed that on the mic. You must have been talking to your daughter. I don't like him.
It sounds very childish, honestly.
I don't like him because I think that he's a dirtbag.
And why would you call him a dirtbag?
Because I've heard him on microphone for, what is it now, 6 months? Something to that effect.
And so
Excuse me, why do you keep interrupting me? Dave, where are you? Aren't you going to back me up?
No,
Jeez.
sorry, I've known Debbie longer than I've known you. So in all
So
reality,
it's okay for her to interrupt me, but not for me to interrupt her? We're having a conversation right now.
Okay, well, that's understandable and everything, but to me it sounds like you want to act very childish and very immaturely, that you dislike someone on this call or whatever you want to call it, and you want to keep driving the thing, instead of changing gears or topics.
Well, it seems like it's Howard that wants to gain it, and it's really not necessary, and it's kind of not the point of my show. I want calm. I want to hopefully maintain some level of peace if ever possible. And I guess perhaps that's something that is not a possibility now. I mean, there are people that are going to disagree, and they're going to disagree nastily, and it's not going to be pleasant.
But Brian, disagreeing is one thing, but for somebody to just viciously attack somebody out of the clear blue sky, that's not. You have to work those things out, and the way you work them out is you go one by one, like what I'm trying to do, and ask, why do you not like the Jew? What is it about the Jew that you don't like?
Ever since I've first heard the Jew, he's been rude and made disparaging remarks, not only to myself, but to Brian and essentially everyone else. He always calls Brian stupid, slow, mentally retarded, fat. That's rude. He wants me to die. He wants to destroy me. That's rude. You didn't hear any of those things? I guess those things just went past you. You must have been busy at work or something. So he's said disparaging things to me and to everyone else. He doesn't seem to have a nice bone in his body, as far as I can tell.
Okay, fair enough. Jew, why don't you like donning armor?
He's a drunk and he's misogynistic. He loves to attack women. Anytime a woman comes on and challenges him, he goes after that woman tooth and nail. He's another Joe, what's his name?
Seeker?
Sinzer. No, not Joe Seeker. He's another George Sinzer who wishes he could be a woman but can't, and therefore, since he hates women and covets them so much, he attacks them mercilessly.
He attacked
This
me.
guy,
He attacked me.
yeah, that's
Yeah, he
exactly what
did.
he did.
Out of the clear
Yeah,
blue sky, I did nothing to him, and he just started mocking me, and it was horrible.
he has an issue with women.
Why is that? Why is it that you hate women so much that you feel it necessary to attack for no reason?
You weren't there, and that's not how it went down. So now I'm being. People are making disparaging remarks against me. There you go again. I hate women. I covet women.
Well, they're not unwarranted disparaging
What else are you
remarks.
going to go
You're
with?
absolutely dead
Call me
on.
whatever you want. I don't like Debbie, and I don't really know her that well, but she seems like a rather obnoxious, annoying person to me. Has nothing to do with the fact that she's a woman. It's about
That's
her.
where you're wrong. She's not obnoxious. She's very well educated and very.
Hey, am I entitled to my own opinion, Dave? That's the opinion that I've formulated after listening to her for a while.
What would give you the impression that I'm obnoxious?
Right?
You were
By the
obnoxious.
way, I'm obnoxious. Debbie's not obnoxious.
Upset you to the point where you never thought you were going to call the show again.
No, because I thought it was rude and uncalled for the way you were mocking me. You were going, well, making fun of my accent and all kinds of strange things. And I just got out of the call.
Okay.
Don't forget that Brian did nothing.
Nothing. He did
You
nothing.
just mocked me by saying dee. So I'm leaving. I'm hurt.
Well, I'm sorry. Who let Elmer Fudd in?
Again, now little Nicky says it's amazing how people twist a narrative to fit their agenda.
Well, that's easy for her to say. She's over in Britain where it's all twisted.
I mean,
Back to you not defending Debbie. You thought you got away with that one, didn't you?
well, again, things go on in certain ways, and again, this is on a show. This isn't like real life.
But Brian, I have been doing shows for 11 years now, and I've done some very big shows, and that's exactly what Donning made fun of that day, right? He goes, something about 17 people or something. He sounded horribly jealous is what I got. Somebody else even told me, another woman told me, Liz, that Donning doesn't like women and that he's rude and mean to women. And I think it's appalling that you would let something like that on your show. Whatever, it's your show, but you should stand up for people that have been around you for a long time, and that would be me.
Exactly. Show some loyalty.
Doesn't loyalty mean anything to you? I mean, I gave you a spot on my show for 10 years.
Apparently not.
Debbie, I would. Like when I was on your show, there were people that would hammer me down. I mean, Mr. Solutions hammered me down far.
And what did I do? I kicked him off the show. I said, I've got recordings I can show you to where I attacked him in your honor.
But in the end, we both enjoyed Mr. Solution, and Howard was the one who.
No, it was Brown Beasley that did the trick.
Both Brown Beasley and Howard. I mean, because actually he called in after that. But I mean, again, this is a live podcast, and things happen. I can't control. I mean, I can't control, and I try to make everybody polite. But on this show, to a degree, it's not that I don't have any friends, but on this show, it's like I can't make it where you're an old friend of mine. I can't I can't go on that level. Because I have to, I have to make it like entertaining, and I'm not trying to take sides at that moment, and I have to assess things too, and I'm not, it's hard for me to think on my feet and everything else. I would prefer that everybody be civil, but there is no civility right now on this show. I mean, if we could start over and just be civil, but I don't think Howard's going to want to do that and have a civil and
I'm being civil. I'm being completely civil. I said I don't like Debbie and I don't like Howard. For whatever reason, that's my choice. They cannot
Why
like
is it?
me. That's their
Why
choice.
is it, Brian?
Completely okay with that. When somebody says that they want me yanked down to the bowels of hell, they want me murdered, they think that I should die. What am I supposed to do? Smile at them? No. I would love to see him come over here and try to yank me down. That would be fun.
You got a big bag of bolts and nuts or quarters?
Yeah, I got a big bag of nuts.
How many
Sorry, no,
people have you
I was
hit
showing
in the
you
back of the
pictures.
head? How many people have you hit in the back of the head with that bag of quarters you got?
Let me
Another
just change subjects here for a minute.
If I could just really quickly, Debbie, and I don't mean to interrupt you, but he also accused me on
Wait a
several
minute. You just
people.
interrupted you. How can you say you didn't mean
He
to do it
also
when you're
accused
doing it
me
right now? You
multiple
interrupted
times
her.
of being Antifa, and he said that I've never denied it. Now, Brian, how many times have I denied directly to him that I have no association with such a group?
You have denied it. I don't
Never.
know how many times you've denied it, but you have denied it.
Thank you.
Never denied
Debbie,
it
it's
to
your
me.
mic.
There was a time when David and I, David did not like me, and he would call me every name in the book. And then when he got to know me, he changed his mind. And I did not like David. David didn't like me. Do you remember that, David?
I sure do. And now it's like we're good friends now. It's like that's, I guess, in the past now, since I apologized and didn't mean to do that and everything.
Ooh, he hated me. He hated my
Yeah, I
guts.
don't know why.
You said that other people, you were listening to some other people telling you some stuff that were haters, and you believed it. It's funny.
Yes. I shouldn't have listened to the haters, and but now I have my own views, and I have no
Yeah,
problem.
okay. And so, Dawning, you've probably spent 18 minutes of your life talking to me and have formed such a bad opinion of me. I don't understand. I don't have that opinion of you.
Well, Debbie, maybe we'll be besties in the future, just like you and Dave over there. I've never hurled every name in the book at you. I made fun of your accent because I felt that you were being sarcastic and trying to belittle me, and I retaliated. Uh, I don't know anything about you, you're right, but you struck me as obnoxious and arrogant and condescending, and I respond in kind.
Do you think you've made the wrong assumption?
Up till now, no.
I've
Sorry,
li-
Debbie.
I've
I still
I've
don't like
listened.
you.
I listened back to the show, and there was nothing that I did that was directed towards you in any manner at all. It just came out of the clear blue sky. I was like, what? I was talking to Bathtub Girl, to Political Woodstock, and her and I have a long history, and you sort of intervened in it and said you just got rude, and I was like, wow. So anyway.
So be it. Moving on.
Yeah, I mean, again,
Moving on when it's convenient, when you're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's move on.
I mean,
Don't own up to any. Don't own up to what you did.
do you?
Just
Let
move
me ask
on.
you this. But the thing is, Howard, you and Debbie have had your issues as well. I mean,
Are you shit stirring the pot, Brian, or are you trying to get away from the topic at hand,
no, I'm
which
just
is
saying,
donning
people that,
armor's attitude and his treatment of Debbie, which you sat by and giggled at?
I don't remember that.
Are you trying to get the topic away from that? Is it uncomfortable? Do you feel heat on you?
Howard,
If you do, turn on that Dyson fan behind you. It might cool you a bit.
Howard, you have.
You're another man that doesn't own up to his wrongs. You have easily forget things. It's like, well, Your Honor, I have no recollection of that. I wish I did, even though it was yesterday, but it somehow has left my mind.
Do you own up to your wrongs?
Always.
Can you mention them?
No, why would I? We're not discussing that. We're discussing you. I'm not the one that sat there and giggled while donning armor tore into Debbie, unwarranted as it was. You
I
with that stupid smirk like you've got on right
don't
now.
remember. And if I laugh, laughing is involuntary. I can't help it.
No, laughing is not involuntary. You can stop yourself from laughing. What are you, Gomer Pyle in Full Metal Jacket? You need somebody to stick a finger in your neck to make you stop smirking? Maybe we can get JP to come and do it.
How long are we going to harp on about this? Let's just nip it in the bud right
I'm
now.
sorry. You're also
Debbie,
feeling the heat, but you have
Debbie,
no
if
Dyson
you felt
fan.
that I was extremely uncontrollably rude to you, I apologize. It was not my intention. I felt that you attacked me, whether it was your intention or not. Are you sorry? Do you want to just put this water under the bridge and just move on, or should we just listen to Howard
What was your intention if it wasn't
for
your
another
intention?
hour?
What?
I came
What?
into this room to wish everybody a happy St. Patty's Day and ask you guys what you were eating for dinner. That's why
Right. The
that was
drunk
my
is going to
purpose.
tell everybody to go drink more. That's
And here he
brilliant.
goes, attacking.
Are you a drunk?
I said that I have a drinking problem.
That
I've
makes you a
admitted
drunk?
this multiple times on the show. Yes, I am
Okay,
an
well then what
alcoholic.
are you getting upset about? I'm just saying what you said.
Because you're using it in a disparaging way. I have a problem.
Not at
You have a
all. I'm
problem.
just
You
telling
have
the
an
truth.
antisocial problem.
Why are you doing
I'm thrown in your face constantly. I don't care. I just want to move on.
Howard? What is the purpose?
You can move
Howard,
on. The window is open. You can hang up.
Howard? What is the purpose of that? What is the purpose of doing that?
What's the purpose of what, Brian?
What you
Specifically,
just said. What's the purpose of that?
I'm not sure what that is. What
Well,
are you asking me?
Donning wanted to move on. He apologized. Why are you continuing it?
Well,
Why?
wait a minute. Why does Donning get to move on and take everybody with him? He can move on, but the rest of us aren't done.
Are you speaking for the rest of us,
I just said the rest of us.
I'm not. I agree to move on. Like again, you're making more out
You
of it.
have a habit,
You're making
Brian.
more out of it.
No. You have a habit, Brian, of disparaging your friends.
Well, Nikki says, "Have a good day. I can't listen to any more of this vitriol."
Well, that's up to her. She's over in England. Who cares?
Yeah, no, but you're not. You just want conflict, Howard.
First of all, for someone who's not listening, she's making a lot of comments.
Why is it that he's constantly allowed to interrupt you? It's like the conversation's always his. Use the mute button. I'm going to leave too. You guys, I wish you all a happy St. Patty's Day.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, slink away.
Howard,
And
yeah,
like a snake, like the snake, he slithers away.
well, again, I don't know why you continued on. Whether you agree with him or not, he did apologize, and it
He
doesn't.
didn't apologize to me. He apologized to Debbie. Now, whether Debbie accepted that apology or not, that's up to her.
Why didn't you let Debbie talk and accept it or
Excuse me? I'm not interrupting Debbie. You are. You put her on mute.
I did not put her. I didn't. I put her on mute when she was talking to her daughter. I did
I'm
not.
not on mute. I'm not on mute.
Yeah. Why don't you allow? Why do you want to speak for Debbie? She can speak for herself. She's a grown.
I'm not speaking for Debbie.
He wasn't speaking.
I'm speaking.
For me.
Yeah,
and
I'm speaking for me.
I'm not taking up for him. The Jew and I've got a long history. I'm not taking up for the Jew. But I was
I'm not-
listening to the show that we were talking about. I've got it here on my iPhone, and it's actually this girl's iPhone. And we were listening to what was going on. And what was going on is the conversation had dwindled down to nothing. And so I said, Brian, I'm going to read. I just found a really cool website. What was going on in 1966, and then I went to 65, and you told me to go to 60. And he was upset by that I had more or less, quote unquote, I guess you could say, taken over your show, because there was no conversation going on at all. And he butted in and said, why don't we talk about the Immigration Act of
1965.
Right, saying that only white men should be allowed into the country. And I still ignored that. And I went on, and you said, Debbie, read 1960. And so I went to 1960, and he continued just being sort of, he didn't like, Yeah. So
Yeah, I mean, again, and you know what? I apologize for that. Sometimes I'm not always the best at defending people and keeping things civil. But I'm human, and sometimes when there's conflict, I certainly do not handle it always in the best manner. Uh, and that's just the way it is. Sometimes people bring conflict wherever they go, regardless of where they go.
well,
And there's to me, a person like Howard is not a person that has good conflict resolution. He basically he does make for more conflict than he resolves conflict.
I think Howard is very picky about who he likes. I think that although there have been many times that he has told people that I'm a very vile woman, and I drive around in an old Jetta beater because I'm a what was I called? What is it? I forgot what you said. A grifter. A grifter. That's what it was. Uh,
That's a great word.
and I just laughed it off because you said I was a grifter driving around in an old beat up Jetta. And sometimes I used to laugh off trolls sometimes when they would call in and say things and do things to me. So I sort of tend to laugh it off. I think David can attest to that fact, but I think that as it on, he just generally does not like the views expressed and the attitudes that this man has. And, that's really all it is. And so it would probably be better for you to not have them together on the same show, apparently, or something, because I mean, I thought the way he treated me that day was rude. I can get beyond that, but you know,
Yeah,
whatever.
but you've had worse come at you before, Debbie. I mean, you've had you had callers who've been like threatening and brutal.
Oh yeah. But I just brush it off. I always have.
Yeah, but Howard doesn't want to brush it off, and I think it's more of a power thing with him.
Why is this always back to me? Howard.
Because
Howard doesn't do this.
you
It's your show. Stop
you
being weak.
no, you instigate things, Howard. And I'm just saying that I invite you on, but a lot of times you do when I have other guests on, you do instigate things, and I want to have I want to resolve conflicts. I don't want to bring them on or bring new ones
So
on.
you want to have a boring show with absolutely no
Well, can I ask a
conflict at
question?
all.
Can I ask a question? Why are gas prices so damn high? Where does that come from?
Well, some of it is the war in Ukraine. That's towards the end, but it's all because as soon as Biden got into office, he shut down the pipelines. He has been rabidly going against fossil fuels, fracking, natural gas. It's okay to consume gasoline in the United States as long as we don't make it. So we can buy it from other countries. We could even buy it from Canada, but as long as we didn't make it, we then it's okay. So he
But
is
that's not
their
good.
whole attitude.
But
Well,
that's
their
not
whole attitude is go out and get an electric car.
that's not good for the consumer. I mean, this is my son drives a diesel and he is paying the other day it cost him $175 to fill up his tank.
And
180.
diesel's pretty economical.
Well, diesel fuel is almost $6 a gallon.
Yeah,
And it cost him
but diesel
actually it was
fuel, but a diesel truck will get better mileage than a gasoline powered car
I
on the
understand
highway.
that, but still the
Not
price
usually local, but
I understand that. That's a different issue, but the fact is the price is out of sight, and I don't understand where does that come from? Who does that? Are they taxing it?
Because no. The Biden yes, there's lots of taxes in there, but the Biden administration is purposely trying to make it so painful to drive a gasoline or diesel vehicle that people will get rid of them. That's what they're trying to do during this economic meltdown.
Well, the first thing you said was the war in Iran.
Yeah, he's a liar.
No, you
Well, that
said
started
that.
a month ago.
Yeah.
Well, that started a month ago. You've been watching gasoline prices go up for the last year.
But Jen Psaki has said that.
Jen Psaki's a liar.
Okay.
Who cares what she says? Okay, look, it's all common sense. Go, you tell me. When did gasoline prices start going up? When Trump left, right?
Yes, that's true.
And they've been going up steadily.
I want to ask you a question, Brian. I want to talk to you about a movie for a minute. Have you ever seen a movie called now I'm completely it's called well, I'll be dead gum. It's about the crash of 2008. It was called
I've heard.
Yes, it was. I can tell you exactly what it's called. And it was I downloaded it. It's an excellent movie.
It's an amazing. It probably went up into my top 5. I made Sonny watch it. Sonny's now watched it. It was called the Midas Tut. What is it called?
No. You're talking
Margin Call.
Margin Call. Yes.
Margin Call.
If you watch Margin Call and see the deception that was going on in this country behind our backs, it's unbelievable.
Well, you're being totally deceived about the Russia-Ukraine conflict.
I believe it. I don't trust anything this government tells us anymore, because what they did during 2007 with the mortgages, it was unbelievable. They were packaging them up and giving them a AAA rating, and because they were hiding the bad. I'm looking at that picture. It says I suck at my job. I mean, it was unbelievable. It has a lot to do with kind of what we're talking about. It's just another part of the government, but we're being deceived horribly because Biden is, I mean, I think that they tried to impeach Trump. I think they should try to, do that with the other guy. I don't want to say it on your show. They may have that on a rhythm or algorithm, but
now. Should I play what Jen Psaki said to a reporter? Here we go.
Go ahead. I have to wrap up in a second here, but go ahead.
Thank you, Jen. You put out a list of all of the military equipment included in that $800 million.
Yeah.
That's being provided to Ukraine. Among those items, let me read them to you. 100 grenade launchers.
Hold on a second. You're playing the wrong one. Number one. This is about weapons.
Yeah.
And this is about what she said about weapons. You don't even preview these things. You just find them and think that's going to fit, and you just shove them in painfully into your show as if they're going to do anything, and you're playing something that has no relevance to what we're talking about.
Yeah. Well, I think Jen Psaki did do an explanation about.
Not in this video.
No, but she did.
I saw this video. That's how I know.
Yeah. And what was your response to that video?
Again, the video isn't talking about what we're talking about. It's talking about the United States government sending arms to Ukraine and not calling them offensive weapons. So that has nothing to do with what we're discussing, because you didn't do any research or any homework. You just go play something.
Well,
Brian, I want you to realize that is the way the Jew talks to his own son. So just let it roll off your back.
That is true.
It is true.
No, that is true. Yeah.
He treats everybody like that. So don't pay attention to it. If it was only you, it would be bad. But no, he talks to you should hear the way he talks to his son. He'll go, "You're an idiot," and stuff like that.
Well, I haven't called him directly an idiot. I said, but that could be one of the most stupid things you've done lately.
Well,
and he laughs.
But
men need to be tough. Men need to be tough, Brian.
Yeah, just blow it off. Ignore it.
I don't. Here's the thing. I let most of what he says roll off my shoulders, It's when I have other guests on my show that he doesn't like, and then he'll disrespect he'll give a hard
So
time.
why didn't you stand up for Debbie when donning armor disrespected her? So now you're telling everybody that you will stand up to me because I disrespected somebody, but you won't do that for Debbie when donning armor does it. You, sir, are in conflict and turmoil. You have an internal battle going on in that head of yours, and you just don't know what right and wrong is. You certainly don't know what honor is, and you don't know what
Well,
loyalty
he just
is.
needs to zone in on his feelings, his gut reaction, and go with that. That's what he needs to do. Now, here we go. How could gas prices go as sanctions ratchet up on Russia? Which one do you want to listen to, and I'll send it to you. Who is it that's speaking that you were trying to trying to play? What's her name?
That's the government spokeswoman, Jen Psaki. She's a liar.
Jen
Along with
Psaki.
Biden lies just as much as she does. Well, when Biden says that this is all because of Russia,
Okay, I'm going to
it
send you
just
the link, Brian, so you can play it, okay? Because I'm on my headset at work. Hold on.
it
Here
just
comes the link.
flies in the face of everything that we know is true.
And this has no copyright on it. It's news. I'm going to drop it to you in my chat room on
Discord?
Thingamabobby. Here we go. And boom. Play that one. She's blaming it on Russia.
Yeah, let me just. I have.
Look, before Trump left, we were supplying our own fuel,
Yep.
our own oil.
Yep, that's true.
And now we're begging
I'm going to put
Venezuela
myself on
and
mute.
the Saudis. Yeah, now we're begging the Saudis to make more because we don't have enough because the prices are too high.
You may have noticed this week that your gas prices have gone up. I want to talk to you a little bit about why. A lot of it has to do with Vladimir Putin. The reality is that Russia is one of the 3 largest oil producers in the world. And the fact that they have started this conflict, invaded a foreign country, and they are such a big producer of oil in the world is the reason why the global oil markets are disturbed right now and why your gas prices are going up. The president's going to do everything he can to bring down the price of gas for the American people. But there are a few facts you should be aware of. U.S. production of oil and gas is rising. In fact, in the first year of the Biden presidency, there was more oil and gas produced in the United States than in the first year of the Trump presidency. And there's opportunities to produce more from here. But part of this is on the oil companies. Right now, there are 9,000 approved unused permits that oil and gas companies could tap into now to ramp up production. So what the president is doing is taking steps here.
Go ahead, Howard. Do you have anything to add?
Well, that's great. You can ramp up production all you want, but if you have no pipeline to pipe the gas to where it needs to go, why would you go drill for oil when you have no way to transport it? And that is what they did. They cut the pipeline. Let's not forget all the union jobs that they killed when they did it. People have a bad memory, and it's not that long ago. It's a little over a year ago. So why would you go and start drilling for oil when you have no suitable way of transporting it?
You know what? I don't have a response, but if I were to be Jen Psaki, she did mention, because Ducey mentioned the pipeline, but she said she said something of the effect that that's not even a source of oil and won't be operational until 2030.
Excuse me. That pipeline would have been done, I think, within a year or two, and it was completely stopped. People who had moved there so that they could work on that pipeline were out of a job the next day. And I have a question about how did the president get permission to make all that happen?
Play what I sent you.
Where's the Constitution?
Play what I sent
give
you
him
in Discord. Discord.
All right, let me finish this video and then we'll continue.
To get more oil out into the global marketplace. That includes the release of 40 million barrels from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve back in the fall. And we just announced the planned release of an additional 30 million barrels. The only way to protect the United States over the long term is to become energy independent. That's why the president has been so focused on investing in clean energy technologies, so that we can rely on that and not President Putin to set the price of gas.
Well, there you go. She just said it. We want to go electric and not rely on Putin. How does she get Putin does that?
You know, I watched a whole electric car video where they were talking, and it was a documentary on how the whole green thing is a farce. Why are you playing that when I'm talking?
I'm sorry, I was.
And in the video, the interviewer, in fact, I think it was what's his name from Roger and Me. I think it was what's his name, the fat guy.
Listen to this one, Jude. Listen to this one. Hold on a second. Go ahead, Brian. Play it.
The Biden administration is reportedly considering shutting down another U.S. pipeline, even as gas prices are surging, and as the White House admits Americans will have to pay more to heat their homes heading into winter. Joining us now, Congressman Carlos Jimenez, House Transportation and Infrastructure Committee member. And Congressman, you're the perfect person to talk to about this because of that committee you sit on. We're talking about Line 5, which transports 540,000 barrels of crude oil from Canada to Michigan every day. And apparently the Biden administration is considering having that pipeline go the way of the Keystone Pipeline because indigenous tribes don't want the pipeline there. But all of this, Congressman, is happening amid a drastic surge in gas prices.
Yeah, it's insanity. Look, we cut the Keystone Pipeline. Now we're thinking of cutting another pipeline with over over 500,000 barrels a day of crude oil coming to the United States, and then he goes overseas and then he begs OPEC to produce more oil. It makes absolutely no sense. Just like everything this president's done, and every sector makes no sense whatsoever. And so who's going to pay for it? It's going to be the poor and the middle class. Their gas prices all of our gas prices are going to go up. And when all of our gas prices go up, or when all of our energy prices go up, everything goes up. That means inflation goes up. And so again, this is incredible. It's just one thing after another thing after another thing. And then the president.
All right. So
it's gaslighting.
Yeah.
Gaslighting.
I've never, and honestly, I've never witnessed gaslighting like this in my lifetime, where behavior has happened like that. It's just unbelievable.
Well, I hope they're proud that they voted him or cheated him in. I don't know what they did, but I hope they're proud of themselves because the country is now in the middle of falling apart.
So let me finish what I was telling you from the documentary. So I think it was I forget what, it might have been GM. I don't know what car company it was, but they were talking about all the electric cars that they had created, and they had them parked outside the plant. And so somebody went up to the person who owned the electric company in that area and said, "How is your electricity generated?" And he says, "Coal." So every electric car that's been charging has been charging on coal. Yes. There you go. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, there's just I mean, there's a lot of gaslighting, and there's not a real detail. It's either emotional or it's gaslighting, and that's what I don't think I've ever seen an administration a gaslight like this before. I could be wrong. Howard, you're probably more of a person who knows history better than I do. Have you ever seen a gaslighting administration like this?
No, I've never seen an administration lie so openly.
Yeah.
Normally, it's done with a little bit of finesse. There's no finesse. This is just lying.
That's what it looks like to me. Debbie, anything else to add before I end the show? And I thank you for coming back, even though I know that you're upset with Donning. But
I'm not upset with Donning. Don't be ridiculous. I wasn't even thinking about Donning. I was thinking about this adorable little basset hound over here that we're looking at a picture of. No, I'm fine. I just want to say watch Margin Call. Is it Margin Call?
Yes.
Margin Call. It's an excellent movie. It's like
an
watching.
unbelievable.
It's along the John. It's like watching a movie along the lines of Glengarry Glen Ross.
Yeah.
Or The Big Kahuna.
Yeah.
Or The Big Short is even better. You know.
Or The Big Short.
Amazing cast. I cannot believe that they have. Who is the guy that did the voice of Scar? What's his name?
Jeremy Irons.
Oh, just delicious. Just delicious. Oh my God, I
Well,
love
don't
that
forget
man.
Jeremy Irons in that movie.
He never does. He never does movies. Never. And so for him to do
Yeah,
this
he does.
movie,
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't do them often, but yeah, he does. He did. He was the starring role in what was that thing about Alan Dershowitz?
We played the attorney. Yeah, I remember that.
he is spectacular in Margin Call. And Brian, everybody that I've talked to is excited about a movie coming out. Before I go, I wanted to ask you about it. It's called fudge. What was it? Hold on.
We seem to be all suffering from old age forgetfulness.
I'm going to mention a movie that probably Howard hasn't heard of, but it's a 1960s, and it deals with conflict in the human condition. It takes place on a subway in New York. Beau Bridges, one of Martin Sheen's first films. Also, God, I can't even remember his name, but it's called The Incident, 1967. I doubt Howard's ever seen that movie.
I might have seen it.
It takes place on a subway. Beau Bridges, Martin Sheen, Ed McMahon's in it.
Oh, wow.
Ed McMahon.
Wow.
Yeah. 1967's The Incident. It's a great film.
I have noticed that the new movies of 2022 are all about violence. It's all violence.
Haven't they been like that for 20, 30 years?
Debbie, did you see the Batman movie yet?
No, but I've got to watch that with Jet because he is so upset that he says it's the best Batman movie in the world.
Well, see, this is what I keep telling him. He needs to do a movie show and stop this stoic nonsense, get rid of the riffraff, and talk about movies.
I might do that. Howard, hey guys, anyway, I'm going to call this a day. Like, subscribe, leave a comment down below.
Well, for me, it's a night. Can you call it a night for me?
I will call it a night for you, Howard, and I want you to have a happy St. Patrick's Day. I wish everyone a happy St. Patrick's Day. I hope everyone gets well and has a really good day. So like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, and also share the video and visit our website at transparencyandmerit.com. Thank you for listening.
Wait a minute. Who's not?